So the year is 1776. Where is Ben Franklin and what is he up to?
So Ben Franklin, of course, returned from London in late 1775. He helped finance common sense.
By the way, before we go any further, who was he representing in London in 1775?
No, he was, for
the
8
colony,
years.
The colony
four
of
colonies. He
four
represented
colonies.
Pennsylvania and other colonies.
Because there really wasn't a United States at that point.
Right, so he had individual contracts, and he was earning 1,800 pounds a year, which made him extremely wealthy.
Per colony or altogether?
No, altogether.
Okay.
And yet, it was cut off. All four colonies didn't cut them off, but Britain cut him off because of the Hutchinson affair and stuff like that, which is, we can talk about that. But when he got back in 1776, he did take a trip to Canada. And by the way, he always wanted to annex Canada. So President Trump would like to know that. But it never happened. So he was there and was one of the 5 people selected for the writing of the Declaration of Independence. Thomas Jefferson asked him to peruse the document, and Franklin made only one significant change. We'll test your skill on this. What's the answer? What's the question? We hold these truths to be
self-evident.
However, Thomas Jefferson originally wrote sacred and undeniable.
We hold these truths to be sacred and undeniable.
That all men are created equal.
So why did he make the change?
Well, I think nobody knows, but in his left hand it's quite clear. He scratches out sacred and undeniable and writes in self-evident because he was a rational scientist. And so he didn't want to reflect any religious connection to that topic. However, I will say that Franklin, again, changed his mind on what issue? Religion. Because he was a skeptic, he was not a churchgoer, he was considered a heretic by John Adams and many of his religious friends, but he contributed to all the other churches. And the Quakers and the synagogues and so forth. He was very good in the Methodists and so forth. He was friends with all of them. However, the American Revolution changed him. He said, have we not seen on so many occasions God intervene so that we won this war of independence? The longer I live, the more I know that God governs in the affairs of men.